Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question to the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsockеtradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
And a good morning to you. It is Coffee and Time here on ON AM and FM on Thursday morning. It's May 25th. My name is Joe Callahan. Thanks for joining us this morning. Attorney Bob Lauder is here. Hi there, Bob.
Good morning. Good to be with you.
Good to have you here with us. Emily Haining-Sheen from the Call is here. Hi, Em.
Good morning, everyone.
And sitting down, and I don't know why, is Dave Richards. Hi, Dave.
Hi, Joe. Hi, Bob.
Good morning.
Hey, Em.
Hey.
Notice that Em's all dressed up in green for the Celtics tonight?
Yes.
With
It's not going to work.
I'm
flowers
hoping
and
because
stuff
you
like
know
that.
what? I wore my Celtics t-shirt the night that they did win.
Oh, well, okay. Well, why aren't you wearing it now? That's what you're supposed to do.
I'm going to wear it tonight.
Okay. All right. Well,
So
every little bit helps.
I'll
Every little
I'll be
bit
wearing
helps.
the same shirt tonight, so you can wear the same dress tonight,
okay.
right?
Now, Scott McGee's
Nothing
going to
wrong
join
with
us.
that.
no, nothing wrong with that.
Scott McGee will
Scott
join
McGee
us.
is on his way here.
Okay, good.
Originally, he was going to phone in.
Yep.
But some stuff went on backstage I've just been advised of, and that's why I sat down to advise you.
Ah,
Joe,
thank you, Dave.
That the mayor, something's come up for the mayor.
All
She
right.
phones Scott and says, "Are you going to the station?" He says, "I was going to phone in." She says, "No, go there, and I'll
Please.
phone in."
Well, okay
as soon
then.
as I take care of this matter. So
All right.
that's what's going to happen. We're still going to have some nice guests here, and of course, get a chance to listen to Em give her first message for the call.
Thanks, Dave.
Yes.
Go ahead, Em.
Thank you. So we have the Father's Day contest. It has started. So you can go to woonsocketcall.com or the pawtuckettimes.com. And, I'll show the audience the nice, so we have all of these great participating sponsors, and you can go on both of the websites and vote once a day. So there's a great program this year. So again, just like Mother's Day, if you win first place, you will receive a $100 gift card to the contest sponsor of your choice. Second place is a $50 gift card, and the third place prize is a $25 gift card to the contest sponsor of your choice. So please go out and vote. Again, you can only vote one time per day, and that can be on the pawtuckettimes.com or woonsocketcall.com.
Very good, Em. All right. Thank you very much. Well,
You're welcome.
When you were talking
Yes.
about the Celtics a
Yes.
few minutes ago,
Yes,
on the
Bob.
front page of yesterday's paper, there was the questions asked of
Yes.
the public about the Celtics. I remember it was about the Celtics.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Do you remember what it was specifically about the
About a
Celtics?
coach.
That's right,
Okay.
Bob.
Where do you guys who know the Celtics come in on answering that question? Do you think the coach is going to last, or do you think he's going to be gone?
I think he's going to be going.
I hope that he stays, just for the fact that, he's a graduate from Hedricken.
He's a Rhode Island guy.
He's a Rhode Island guy, and, it's always nice to see, a Rhode Island person, coaching or playing, in professional teams. So I hope he stays. But
Can't fire the
we'll
team,
see.
but you can fire the coach.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think that's
So
what I
we
think
will-
that's what
we will
happens.
see.
He'll land someplace else. But just
There were differing answers in yesterday's.
yes, there were.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Tina Turner's passed away.
I know. Oh, she was simply the best.
Yes, and quite a talent. What a voice,
Yes.
and what a rough life.
Yes.
Just terrible. What you went through with Ike.
Oh, yeah.
Is he still in prison, or has he passed away?
You know what? I'm not sure.
jeez.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But, yeah, she's won, countless Grammys.
Mm-hmm.
She was inducted into the, Music Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Twice. Once with, Ike
With
and
Ike
Tina.
and by herself.
And then by herself. And, the second chapter of her life was just remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
She got out of a very, tough situation, and she was able to, be out on her own. They didn't think that she was ever gonna, make it,
Mm-hmm.
after leaving Ike, and here she was in the early '80s, with a whole new career and a whole new, kind of stardom, in her own right.
So there I am, the 18 to 22-year-old watching MTV, and here comes this 45-year-old woman,
Yeah.
Tina Turner. I'm like, look at those legs! Oh my god!
And do you know that she
fabulous.
Yeah, and you know what? I really, she was known for her legs. I
Yeah.
believe, and I think Vanna White from Wheel of Fortune also had insurance
On her
on
legs.
her legs. But it was like over $1 million just like for the legs.
Yeah,
But she was vivacious. She had a set of lungs.
Yeah.
And she was just a all around great performer.
and became a multimillionaire.
Yeah.
She actually had nothing when she left Ike. So
Yeah.
it's certainly an amazing story, and she's one of the very few people that always. She didn't make it public, I don't think, but you always hear celebs say, "Well, if so and so gets elected, I'm leaving the country," and they never leave.
Okay.
Oh, she left.
She left.
She left.
She became a citizen of Switzerland. She said, "That's it. I'm out of here." I don't know if it had anything to do with what was going on in
Yeah.
the U.S., but she left.
Yeah.
She's like the only one I know that has actually followed through.
Yeah, she actually denounced
On that.
her American citizenship.
Wow.
How about
Yeah.
that?
I wasn't aware of that either.
Yeah.
You're learning all sorts of things today, Bob, aren't you?
I sure am.
All right, moving on, and to the this has got to be not a surprise to anybody, but the Rhode Island Football Club has finally come out and said we're not playing in Pawtucket next year.
Football club being the soccer.
Soccer,
Yes.
that's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Why do you confuse me with these terms? And when you say football, I'm thinking of the elliptical thing that,
That's what they call themselves, Bob.
That-
I'm using
yeah.
their official title
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
because soccer is called football everywhere else in the world except the United States.
Okay. Good. I just love being on the sports show.
Nah. Well, this is not really sports because we're just talking about the team.
Soccer is a sport.
It is, but we're just talking about how the team, kept saying, "Oh, we're going to play, and now the stadium's not going to be ready."
The stadium isn't going to be ready, and East Providence said that it will not be.
They
the
dropped out?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Okay, that's new information.
That was this morning.
Okay, but they have said they haven't said where they're working on finding a temporary place, and when it's finalized, they'll let everybody know.
Well, I would imagine the Chamber of Commerce in Worcester might want to give them a call. I mean, they've already
Well, they
taken
might,
one of our
but-
teams.
Well, they don't want to. That would be bad. They don't want to
Yeah.
leave Rhode Island.
No.
Oh, good. Good.
They want to play somewhere within the state.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because the talk was go up to Foxborough and play with the Revolution play on their off days, just play there. But it's Massachusetts, and I don't think they want to do that.
How many spectators do they get to go to a soccer team, a game?
The Revolution pulls in 10,000, 20,000
Wow.
up there. Yeah, they get a lot. So
How
that's
about
where.
the Rhode Island club.
Well, they're building a 10,000 seat stadium, so they're hoping to get
10,000.
10,000 or
amazing.
7 or so. Yeah, that's what they were.
I didn't realize
they're
soccer
hoping
was
for.
that popular here.
Oh.
Inner city, yeah,
Yeah.
It's big, and the demographics are a lot of the fans that go to the Revolution are from the Fall River, New Bedford area. And they figured they would. Well, if they're making the trip all the way up to Foxborough, they might come to Pawtucket as well. It's a
Right.
shorter drive,
Yeah.
so that's what they're. And plus, everybody in Rhode Island as well. So, but they're not going to be playing at Tidewater Landing because it's just not going to be ready in time. So
Do they expect to be ready by next year?
they expected to be ready by 20. Well, they've got to play in 2024. That's their inaugural season. So it won't be ready now till at least 2025.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It all comes down to money
Yeah. Yeah. It
and
does.
who's got the funding and where do we get it from and like that. So
Seems a long time to create a stadium from
Well,
2 years from now.
you got to get the funding.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the issue. You could step up, Bob. Write a check. We'll name the stadium after you, the Bob Lauder Stadium.
I don't think that's going to be a whole lot of good idea.
Oh, I think it's a
First
great
of all, my
idea,
check
yeah.
might bounce, and secondly,
Details.
my name on an athletic complex.
Yeah, how great would that be?
That'd be like, I don't know, naming the town dump after Einstein. Jeez.
We did have a note that was called in 766-1240, just saying Tina Turner died from a long illness. That's correct. 2016, diagnosed with intestinal cancer, had a kidney transplant the following year. So yeah, she wasn't doing
okay.
so well the
Oh,
last few years. So that's too bad. All right, moving on to other things. I want to get your opinion on this. Wait a minute. Dave and I had a discussion on this off air the other day. There's a school in California,
Okay.
elementary school in California. They are removing all the Nazi symbolism from its performance of The Sound of Music. The Academy Award-winning musical based on the Von Trapp family who lived in Austria during the rise of Nazi Germany. The principal of Rolling Hills Elementary School in Fullerton, California, decided to remove scenes that included the Nazi storyline, including props with swastikas and students saying Heil Hitler. Now, some parents say the play is historically accurate and should not be altered. And others say the content is too serious for 11 to 12-year-old children.
Well, if they replace the Nazi symbolism with the Republican Party, oh, I can't say that.
No, they're not doing that
No,
either.
they're not doing that. Okay.
It doesn't, it doesn't say what they're replacing it with. I go, if you remove it, then I said, well, what are they escaping from? They left in the middle of the night, climbing
Yeah.
over the mountains. What are we running away from? And now it doesn't tell you.
I would think that 11 and 12-year-olds are wise enough to know about the real world and can face the trauma of hearing about the Nazi Party in Germany, in Austria during World War II, prior to World War II.
All right.
I think they should keep it in.
I do too. M?
I mean, it's a touchy subject because I can kind of be devil's advocate here.
All right, go ahead.
So obviously there's many other musicals, plays that have difficult scenes in it. So would you, if you change one,
We're going to change them all?
you need I'm just throwing it out there.
All right.
But I mean that is a historical fact.
Mm-hmm.
I mean this was based on a true story.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to go
We're going to water it down.
and water it down? So I mean there's a lot of things happening in this world right now that 11 and 12-year-olds are dealing with.
Yeah.
That are just as bad.
Well, I thought, if we're gonna change if we're changing the play and taking things out, all right, don't do the play.
Yeah.
Go do You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. There. We're not offending anybody.
Just
Yeah.
have a collection of the songs without any...
That was another one. Change it. Now it's not a play. Now
Right.
it's a concert
A concert.
with
yeah.
song selections from The Sound of Music, and we
Right.
can sing Edelweiss and
Yeah.
and what are the songs?
The Hills Are Alive.
The Hills Are Alive. That's fine. And then we just sing the songs in Do Re Mi. That one. But nope, we're doing it differently. And I
don't
would
know
love
how
to
they-
see how they're going to pull off. What are they escaping from? If we're not
I
gonna,
mean,
if we
look
can't
at
say the Nazis.
look at West Side Story. I mean, it's about two gangs.
Two gang members. Yeah.
I mean,
Do we
so
take that element
like,
out?
do you take that element out? And I mean, personally, I mean, that's I wouldn't change it. That's just my opinion. Especially since I was in musical theater, from 7th grade through 12th grade, and kind of we performed a lot of this stuff, and it was just performing. It wasn't so much
Living it?
promoting
Well, right. Yeah.
or living it.
Right.
Should we take out Romeo and Juliet because people
Well,
die?
yeah, exactly. They commit suicide.
Right.
I
And
mean,
there's a
it's
murder as
and
well.
yeah. So I mean, it's just
I think the school district may be trying to be overprotective of children who don't need that much protection.
Overprotection. Okay, we'll take another break. Our first break here in the Coffee In program. So we swing it back over to M for another musical adaptation. No, another commercial from the Call
no, it's
newspaper.
just a commercial. So, guess what time it is? It is
Father's Day.
Community Choice Awards season. So.
Tell us more.
Everybody knows that we have the Reader's Choice Awards. Well, we thought it would be more appropriate that it's the Community Choice Awards because it really is the whole community, whether you're reading the paper, whether it's, through social media, whether it's, online, So it is now the Community Choice Awards. We have 3 rounds, and the first round will actually be starting on June 29th. So you will have the opportunity to nominate and then vote, and then the winners are in. So with any business, doesn't matter what category, because we have tons of categories, as everybody knows, to vote on. If you want to start promoting yourself to be nominated, so it's almost like a presidential, type of thing. So please nominate me. So your ability to nominate your business by either taking out an 8th-page package, which includes, 4 8th-page ads in your pub of choice, whether it's the Woonsocket Call or the Pawtucket Times. You get an additional 2,500 digital impressions on our website, plus your logo and contact information will actually be run in the community choice section of the paper 12 times at an unbelievable value. If you just do one publication, it's $150. And it's split over 2 months. So it's only $75 in June and $75 in July, because the nomination period is from, June to July. Then you have the Vote Me. So the voting is just more campaigning for yourself. So please go out and vote for me. So just like a political, you campaign, nominate me, you get nominated. Okay, now it's vote for me. That is actually split up between 2 months. So it's August, September. Then the winners, there's a winner section. So obviously, if you're a part of the top 3, you want to thank all of your constituents, and you just want to thank the community. And we're actually going to be having an event to celebrate the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And that's when we're actually going to be announcing who won 1st, who won 2nd, who won 3rd in November. So it's a full marketing campaign from June all the way to October. And again, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to give me a call at 401-767-8500 or my cell phone, because the office is still closed. So you can call me on my cell phone, 401-743-9065. And, we're putting a lot behind this. We did great last year in the Pawtucket and the Woonsocket area for this Reader's Choice, but now it's the Community Choice Awards. So hope everybody participates, and also all of the businesses. If you want that crown, if you want to defend your title, or if you just want to get into the running, please contact me.
And you can promise us that there's not going to be a 20-minute Twitter gap when we're nominated.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I am not Ron DeSantis.
Is that a shot there, Bob?
Oh,
Well, I hope so.
absolutely.
I hope so.
It was absolutely. Absolutely.
All right.
And I'm not Elon Musk either.
More Coffee Hands coming up. Stay tuned. The best little auction in Massachusetts is Trudell's Auction Gallery in Bellingham. Auctions are presented every other Monday starting at 10 a.m. Please check out their website, TrudellsAuction.com, to see when the next auction takes place. You can stop by Trudell's Auction Gallery on the weekends before the auction to preview all the items being offered. You will see antiques and all sorts of personal property items from various estates. Trudell's Auction Gallery, 799 South Main Street, Bellingham. The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
Have you heard of Scott McGee with Remax Properties? He's been selling real estate in Rhode Island and Massachusetts for the last 17 years, and you can see that he loves what he does. Scott, as well as his team, take pride in what they call the fair and honest team. No gimmicks. And no, they're not buying your house if it doesn't sell, etc. Just fair and honest real estate. Scott personally works with tons of sellers and buyers and specializes in residential properties as well as commercial. And he's always very fair and offers super competitive rates. Remember, this is probably the biggest move in dollars that you will ever spend or receive. You want to go with a trusted and experienced agent. Scott is fair, honest, and modest, always puts the clients first. And he also dealt with literally almost any situation. You really need to look at your real estate needs as a business. You want to pay and get the right money now so that you're not paying for it later. Trust me. So why not give Scott McGee a call at 401-639-2906. That's 401-639-2906.
Scott McGee should be joining us here on the Coffee and program. We expect him to be showing up in any minute now. But in the meantime, Em, can we have his phone number one more time?
Sure. It's 401-639-2906.
And one more time.
401-639-2906.
All right, Em, thank you very much. And, well, something's in the water or something's in the air.
Okay.
And
Why?
because something's going on. And there's just way too much violence going on recently. So there was a killing in my town in Mansfield.
Yes.
Then we had the killing in Portsmouth with the guy with the axe. And now we just had a shooting in Johnston.
And I was actually in Johnston yesterday.
Were you on Plainfield Pike?
So when I was heading, back onto 295,
Yeah.
I went on Plainfield Pike.
Okay.
And I was like, what is going on? I've never
Cops
seen
everywhere.
so
many.
many state troopers, city cops,
Cops from
rescues.
other towns?
Just, it seemed like there was like 100 cop cars.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it was crazy, absolutely crazy. Fire trucks, rescue. You could already see kind of like the reporters and people. And this all happened, obviously unbeknownst to me, but I think it was like around like 10. A little bit after 10 that
it happened about 9:30 yesterday morning.
yeah. Well, I was then
Scott McGee has joined us.
at around like 10, 10:15. That's when I just missed it,
Yeah.
and it was scary.
So-
it was really, really scary.
Two adults were shot and killed, and a 15-year-old was shot, but non-life-threatening injuries.
Yes.
And the shooter was shot. He got into his car, took off, went to a cemetery.
St. Anne's in Cranston.
St. Anne's, okay, the big one. But he crashed on Plainfield Pike near the Route 295 overpass, right where you were.
Yeah.
And then he gets out of the car and he points his gun at the cops, who guess what they do?
I think that
They shoot back.
Right.
And they took him out.
Yeah.
So he was killed in the standoff. What else I read? So sometimes it came down to these two people, James Harrison, and the people that he killed were neighbors.
yes.
And now there's an alleged incident of him looking in windows in their house.
Oh, jeez.
So
It's a crazy world.
makes
Yeah,
you wonder.
it is. It is a crazy world.
What else is going on? And this is
Yeah.
so. And I believe the 15-year-old that's going to be okay. Her mother was killed as one of the
Awful. Mm-hmm. Absolutely awful.
Crazy.
It is. And so Scott McGee is here. Let's say good morning to Scott.
Good morning. How are you today?
Great to
no
see
more
you.
no more sling.
Well, I was
Yeah?
rushed.
Oh, you forgot
I
it.
didn't want to bang it up in the car on the way here.
So he's
So
supposed to be
pretty
still
much
wearing
no more
it.
sling. Well, just for this week. So
Okay.
I think I'm doing pretty good.
Rotator cuff feel okay?
Yep. Everything's good.
All right.
I
Good.
thought of on the way here with listening to Emily with her contest, and I'm going to let you steal a little line from me. Vote for me, Emily.
Yeah.
Right? Not the Scott McGee, the Emily.
Yeah.
Right? You like it?
I do.
good.
Make a little song for you.
Well, it's funny because I'm an only child, and I help my parents a lot, and I always say, especially if they're in like in dire need of help, I'll always say, "Have no fear, Emmy's here,"
Yeah, there you go.
because my father calls me Emmy.
That's funny.
But yeah, I like that slogan.
Right? There you go.
I think I might take that.
There you go. So I got a call from the mayor. She wanted me to fill in quickly for her.
So there was like
Yes.
some kind of an emergency meeting she had to go to, and I said no problem. So that's why I was strolling around a little late for my commercial, but
Quite all
All
right.
right.
she did want me to promote, if you don't mind me saying, the Memorial Day
Yeah.
event that they're having.
This
on-
coming on Monday.
Yep, this coming Monday at 11 o'clock. That's over off of Hamlet Avenue. Do you guys know where that Davidson?
Davison Avenue.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep,
At
right
the,
over there.
the United Veterans Council, United Veterans Council Armed Forces Park.
Exactly. Yes. It looks like President Rene Boudreau, along with the flag ceremonies conducted by the members of the Woonsocket Police and Fire and Honor Guards. They're going to do some flag events, right?
Nice.
And also, someone's going to, actually, Michael Harris will recite a poem, A Whisper in the Wind. So, in the Woonsocket Police Explorers will be there. It's going to be quite a thing. So, I wanted to promote that for her. Figured I'd let you guys know that. And as far as my commercial, thank you very much for doing that. for
You
me.
are very welcome.
And I didn't know, did you want me to talk a little about what we just passed as far as the Dignity bus?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, Valerie Gonzalez is going to join us tomorrow.
Oh,
and
okay.
talk a little bit more about that. But tell us right now, what did you pass?
Well, the Dignity bus. I'll let her tell you more about it tomorrow, but basically, I'm not sure if anyone's heard about it, but it's a bus that the city is actually going to purchase. Because over the last couple of years, we've been buying hotel rooms for the homeless. I'm sure you probably know that. And Valerie will have all the figures for you, but it's a ton of money, basically. So this bus is basically a $150,000 bus. It's going to be parked at a church, and it's going to sleep about 20 people. So it's a shelter for the nighttime. And this is something we passed, but with contingencies. So we still got a few more things to go through, but I thought I'd bring that up. I thought that was a good thing. So that will house 20 people, which is kind of cool, I think.
I mean, I'll ask Valerie tomorrow, but do you know when the bus will be here and functioning?
I don't, because Valerie's actually heading this whole thing up.
Okay, that'll be a good question for her. Then.
Yeah, that'd be a good question for her, yeah.
All right.
I would think within probably like 2 months. Probably get here by about 2 months, because it's in Florida right now. So she sent us videos and pictures of it. It's pretty neat. It's basically like a motor coach more than a bus.
Yeah.
So when you think of a bus, it's more
It's not a school bus.
It's not a school bus at all, no. It's a high-end luxury vehicle as far as I was concerned. It was a nice bus.
All right, Scott. Dave wanted me to ask you this question: how many hot dogs will you be cooking on Monday?
That's a great question. Now, Monday, also, so you know, there's a parade, Memorial Day parade in Slatersville, which I've been helping them out with. I think it's almost 20 years, but I'm actually passing the torch this year. So, yeah.
Because of the rotator cuff?
Yeah, just the rotating.
Yeah.
No, I mean, everybody's been, Linda Tebow got me involved in that, I think it's like 18 or 20 years ago. So we've been doing the parade for a long time. I have to give kudos to Ronnie at Lindy's Tavern. Because Ronnie bought the VFW building, okay? Because basically, there was loss of interest, people retired, so on and so forth. So the VFW actually sold their building to Lindy's Tavern. So the deal was, when we sold it, verbal deal was, he would take over the parade as far as, when they were all set, which we knew he's going to remodel, so on and so forth. He got all that done, then we got COVID. So we went through COVID, so we were doing it a little closer near the Village Haven. And now Ronnie's actually taking it back this year. So 500 is the answer to the hot dogs.
All right, very good.
We always figure 500 hot dogs, and we also look at the weather.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, so if
Yes.
it's a good day, then we do 500 hot dogs.
What's the parade route? Where does it start?
10:30 step off at Brigitto's,
Okay.
and it goes from there, and it goes to Lindy's Tavern over in Forestdale, and they stop along at the town hall now, right? I get confused now with Woonsocket and Smithfield. They stop at the town hall and they do a ceremony there, and then they'll go all the way to Lindy's Tavern, and that's the band and soldiers and cars and things like that. It's a really cool parade. It's not huge, but it's cool. And then they come and they eat hot dogs. I will be there serving hot dogs this year. I want to make sure they get
Perfect,
everything all
perfect.
set.
All right, break time once again here in the Coffee and program. So it's time for a look at the weather forecast, which is being brought to you by Compassion International.
Mostly sunny skies today with a high of 65 degrees. Tonight, mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming clear with a low of 41 degrees. Friday's weather sunny with a high of 69. Saturday, sunshine and 78. Sunday, sunshine and 83. Memorial Day Monday, mostly sunny and 84. Tuesday, sunshine and 81. And next Wednesday, mostly sunny and 84.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, we have sunny skies and 59 degrees. Drought, war, and rising food prices have devastated families in poverty. $50 provides a food kit to feed a family for a month. Just text the word radio to 97646.
The latest word from John Chan at Chan's Fine Oriental Dining on Main Street is early bird specials. This is for dine-in only. Sunday to Thursday from 3 to 5, get $2 off 32 special combo dinners. $2 off. Drink specials on Sunday to Thursday, 3 to 9 p.m. House wine, $5. Domestic beers, $4. Mai Tai and Scorpion Bowls, $7, of course. Get your poo-poo platters at Chan's. Enjoy the awesome Chan's experience. It's so good. Chan's is at 267 Main Street, Woonsocket. And you can go online at chanseggrollsandjazz.com or give them a buzz at 765-1900. Takeout, drive-through, delivery, or sit in the booth. Chan's. You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. Like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
Hey, it's ON Radio's Cruz and Bruce Palmer inviting you to join me for the Saturday Block Party. It's every Saturday from 4 until 7 p.m. when we fill the airwaves with the songs you want to hear. It's a party in every sense of the word, so join me live on 99.5 and 1240 a.m. or bring the show with you wherever you go at onworldwide.com.
Coffee Ann on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here, along with Scott McGee, Emily Haney Sheehan, and Bob Lauder. And Bob, time for first message from your law office.
Thank you. Good morning. This is Attorney Bob Lauder. I'd like to talk to you this morning about a recent Supreme Court case in Rhode Island, and to dust the cobwebs off a much older Supreme Court case with an unusual fact situation. The first case I'd like to discuss with you is known as Meeks versus Stop and Shop Supermarkets, and it was decided on March 23rd of this year. In this case, the plaintiff, who became ill after eating fish purchased at the store, alleged that the store was negligent and had breached a duty of care to process, prepare, cook, and sell food free from unreasonably dangerous defects. The plaintiff testified that he'd handed to the clerk at the deli counter a fish order for packages of cod and tuna. And within 20 minutes of consuming the food at his home, he began to suffer illnesses which he equated to his known allergy of allergic to salmon. He believed there was a cross-contamination when the clerk used the same knife to cut both the cod which he had ordered and a salmon which a prior customer had ordered. The store denied the allegation of negligence and said the plaintiff presented no evidence that the store had violated regulations, customs, and laws concerning food safety. And there was no requirement in either Rhode Island law or regulations that a worker had to wash or change out utensils before handling different types of thin fish, of which both salmon and cod were categorized. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of the store. The court said it was not persuaded that the store owed the plaintiff a duty under the particular set of facts. While the plaintiff argued the store failed to adhere to regulations regarding the processing of food, the plaintiff failed to submit to the court any of the purported laws or regulations to that effect. Furthermore, the court ruled that it had grave difficulty in finding liability. The plaintiff never disclosed to the store the plaintiff's allergy to salmon, and there was no basis to rule that an undisclosed allergy creates the existence of a duty on the part of a store to a particular customer. If you'd like to discuss legal matters with me, please call my office for an appointment. My name is Bob Lauder. My telephone number is 762-4550. and the disclaimer. The Supreme Court of Rhode Island licenses all attorneys in the general practice of law. The court does not license or certify any attorney as an expert or specialist in any field of practice. Thank you.
I actually agree with this decision, Bob,
Great.
because nowhere in there does it say, how did he cook the fish? Because that's what I'm thinking. That's what got him sick. Is he undercooked it?
Ah.
And it's
okay.
not. None of that is brought up.
What a
but-
great defense, man. You're on the...
You never know because, I
Yeah.
mean, there's. So you can become allergic to anything at any point in your life.
Yeah, it's not the store's fault.
It's not the store's fault, but obviously undercooking something.
Yes, that's gonna make you sick.
That's going to make you sick. I mean, I got sick on shrimp kebab, when I was little because it wasn't cooked all the way properly.
Yeah.
But I'm not allergic to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good
But
one.
people eat sushi though.
Oh, I eat
I
sushi
know.
all the
And,
time. Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, I do. I love
Yeah,
sushi.
people love sushi.
My daughter does. It's
I
Not for
love,
you.
acquired taste.
I love sushi.
I went up to 85 Main up in Putnam yesterday. That was actually it's a cool little restaurant. You ever go to the Putnam? They have like 6 little restaurants in a row.
Yeah, they do.
It's really
Yeah.
cute over there, right?
Yeah.
But the person
Great
I was with
antiquing,
had,
too.
yeah, right. The person I was with had sushi and loved it. So
Oh, all right.
I'm just not a sushi fan myself. But anyway, that's an interesting case.
That is an interesting case.
Allergies are very tricky, just
Yeah, to
coming from the
prove.
restaurant business.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when someone says they have an allergy, you have to be really careful. But if that person went into the store and didn't say it,
Yeah.
shame on them, really.
Yeah.
All right, we forgot to ask Scott a latest listing.
Latest listing,
that you
okay.
have going
I do
over
have
there
a,
with your-
a new listing over in North Smithfield. Really, really neat house. It's 679. It's on Victory Highway. It's a contemporary, and the address is. What are we on here? Hello. I got the address for you. I just want to make sure I get the number right. 1304 Victory Highway. It's 2,800 square foot house, and that's got a finished lower level, 3 beds. It's got 2 full baths, 2 half baths.
Wow.
And the thing is with this house, it's like brand new inside. One person lived in it since it's been built in 2000. So, really cool house. And he has like a Japanese garden in the back. So, really nice. It's got waterfalls, and it's on Victory Highway. So some people hear the word highway, they get nervous.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not like that at all. It's set back enough, and it's also very tranquil in the backyard. He actually planted bamboo all the way around the fence. So
Man
it's
after
surrounded by
or
a
woman
bamboo-
after
yeah.
my own heart.
It's a man. It's a man. But the house, it was built in 2004, actually. So, nice master bedroom. It's got a walk-in closet, and it's all updated, too. So 2004 wasn't that long ago, but at the same time, he's updated the bathrooms and everything.
Do you have the picture of it?
I only have a picture of the outside, Bob, today.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
I want to see the outside. I want to see this.
It's on Scott's phone that,
Yeah.
they're looking at. So
I was a little rushed. I was a little rushed
I
today.
rushed this morning.
Well, as soon as Emily heard about the garden, she took out her checkbook for the deposit. Wow, nice
Right?
looking house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
679.
And the kitchen looks beautiful.
It is. It's gorgeous. Nice maple kitchen, hardwood floors. On these kind of houses, we don't generally do an open house, unless we get a ton of calls. But on that price range, we generally just do appointments because we find that a lot of people just come to just look at it
Yeah,
because it's a
just
nice
to see
house.
it.
Yeah. So
I understand.
once we hit a certain price point, we usually don't do an open house. So pretty much over 5. So
All right, very cool.
Call me though if you need me.
And the number? The number again?
401-639-2906.
All right, very good. We did have a note that was called in on a completely different subject. The Florida Panthers have won 11 of 12 playoff games. So keep a track of that, Bob. And I think they're heading to the Stanley Cup this year. So these are the team. This is the team that beat the Bruins.
Okay.
So
Glad you clarified that for me.
you're up to date on that now, Bob?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, good. All right, well, remember hearing about what we thought were down in Warwick? What they thought were coyotes?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
not.
They're
The
not.
dogs.
Well, they're half dogs and half wolf. Actually,
Oh.
they're more wolf than dog. There's about 57% wolf.
You're a wog.
Yeah. Well, the guy that owned them, he was charged because you can't have wolf
No.
dog hybrids in Rhode Island. And but they settled the case. He pled guilty to no contest to animal cruelty and abandonment charges, and he was given a suspended 11-month jail sentence. And the 2 animals have been sent to an animal shelter in Ohio where they can take care of these animals. I just wonder if they're vicious, you know.
They sound it.
But they were roaming.
I could hear one last night in Woonsocket. I think it was a wolf or something. It was screeching.
Well, wolves you got to look out for. But when they've been bred with a dog, does that calm them down at
Right.
all?
Now the man hadn't been breeding the dogs.
No, he must have picked them up somewhere.
Okay.
You know, you pick them up maybe when they're puppies, and they look cute, and then, that's a little doggy, and this is gonna be great until, it's getting a little bigger, and they're eating a lot of meat. And so he just let him go. That's the real problem.
Okay.
Yeah,
he
that
just
was
let
the
him out of the
issue.
house and said, "All right,
You're done.
You're on your own
Yeah,
from here." So
yeah.
that's what he got the 11-month suspended sentence for. So, so that's what took place there. So
Wow.
okay, are we following the whole Good Burger saga
Yeah, I went by it yesterday.
on Middle Spring?
Yep, on Middle Spring, and
Get in
they
the movie?
what?
Did you get into the movie? They
No,
casting you,
no.
man.
Were
I
they
would.
filming?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
yeah,
know that.
so they're filming at the old Friendlies
Yeah.
on Middle Spring Avenue in
Oh,
North
wow.
Providence, and they actually had the production crew there yesterday
Okay.
when I drove by. So
You drove by a lot yesterday. You went by a shooting. You went by,
I just
you're all over the state.
I am actually, you know what? I am all over the state. I was I cover the whole state
Right.
actually.
So do I, by the way.
Yes, exactly.
Throw that in
So throw that in, Scott. Scott and I.
Keenan and Kel, they've been all over. They got the proclamation from the city of Providence. They visited Oneyville.
Yep.
Probably picked up some wieners. They went down to Newport, brought
Yes, they
donuts
did.
and coffee to the Newport Police Department.
Yep.
And they're up there. They're up there in North Providence, filming at the old Friendlies.
Yeah,
So-
the old
Now,
Friendlies.
are they going to
Cool
be
for them.
starring in the movie?
Oh, they're the
Yes,
stars.
they are
But
the stars.
They're
The
the
original
top
movie
dog.
was made back in the 1990s, wasn't it?
I think so.
So there's a big age difference between the characters they played back then.
Yeah, but it's the same characters.
Yeah,
They
it's
just
the same.
aged.
Yeah, they just aged.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a movie. I'm assuming it's still a movie for kids, so it's
Yeah.
you
Should
know,
be fun.
Yeah.
fun.
But it's cool how they've kind of recreated, that particular
burger joint,
property.
yeah.
That particular property, Friendlies, was in total disarray,
Yeah.
and they fixed it up, and they have, obviously they have props and things like that. They have like this. They made a fence in the parking lot that has all graffiti,
Oh, okay.
on it and things like that, which is part of the the scene.
It's cool how they make movies.
It is.
All right, Bob's got to get going because
Oh.
he's got to get to court. So we got to kick him out. So Bob, it's time for a second message from your law office, please.
Thank you. Good morning. The second case I'd like to discuss with you this morning dates back to 1893, and it's entitled Allen versus Kelly. Kelly owned a tenement house and rented an apartment to Baldwin. Kelly alleged that Baldwin had failed to pay the rent, and in those days, a landlord had the right to evict a tenant without resorting to judicial process. In the basement of the building, the plaintiff, Allen, operated a liquor store and stored her stock of intoxicating beverages. In 1893, it was unlawful to sell liquor to the public on Sundays. Allen, the liquor store owner, claimed that Kelly, the landlord, had made a deal with Baldwin, the tenant, that allowed Mrs. Baldwin to live in the apartment rent-free, provided that she allowed Allen, the liquor store owner, to use the tenant's dining room on Sunday for the sale of liquor, and to permit the liquor store's clerk to live in a room in the Baldwin apartment. And that as a result of the agreement, the tenant was not behind in her rent and was not the subject of an eviction, and the landlord was guilty of assault and battery when he physically attempted to remove the liquor store operator from the Baldwin apartment. The landlord defended the claim by saying that any agreement regarding the sale of liquor was invalid, and therefore there was no binding agreement between the parties. Supreme Court disagreed. Supreme Court ruled that while the lease had been created to use the devised premises in violation of the provisions of the statute which prohibited the sale of liquor on Sundays, in the absence of any further participation in or furtherance of the illegal purpose of the landlord or the liquor store operator, the tenant enjoyed the protection of the agreement, which was and the known use of her dining room for unlawful purposes which she was not involved did not deprive her of the benefits of the agreement. An interesting side note, the landlord then complained that the shopkeeper, who was a woman, had lived with Mrs. Baldwin, who was married, as a trespasser for several weeks, and therefore should be subject to immediate eviction. The shopkeeper alleged that she was a servant of the tenant. And in denying this theory, the Supreme Court wrote, "We fail to see why a married woman does not have the same right to have a servant in her employ if she can obtain one as anybody else." If you'd like to discuss legal matters with me, please call my office for an appointment. My name is Bob Lauder. My telephone number is 762-4550. And the disclaimer, the Supreme Court of Rhode Island licenses all attorneys in the general practice of law. The court does not license or certify any attorney as an expert or specialist in any field of practice. Thank you.
All right, Bob, thank you very much. And you got to take off, so
Yes.
we will see you next Thursday.
Thank you very much. Hope to be with you.
Have
Good
a
to
good
see
day.
all of you.
Good to
right.
see all of you.
Happy Memorial Day
yes,
weekend, yeah.
have a good Memorial Day weekend.
All right, we'll be back with more coffee and stay tuned.
Krakow Deli Bakery and Smokehouse offers authentic homemade Polish food to make your next meal real special. Try our many varieties of hot and fresh pierogi with onions and dirty sour cream, or pick up golubki, kielbasa, babkas, or some fresh rye bread. We also offer a large selection of specialty and imported goods. We're open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 9 to 6, Wednesdays 9 to 5, and Saturdays 8 to 5. Follow us on Facebook to learn about our weekly specials. Located at 855 Social Street in Woonsocket, Krakow Deli Bakery and Smokehouse has all the authentic Polish foods you love. Attention bike riders. The premier event of this young season is being organized for June 3rd. It's the first annual Veterans Charity Motorcycle Run brought to you by New Englanders Helping Our Veterans in collaboration with the Elks Riders of Elks Lodge number 2136 in Franklin. The ride starts and ends at the Franklin Elks Lodge and travels through Rhode Island as well. Food will be served upon return and beverages will be available. Only $25 per operator, $10 per rider. To sign up, email treasurer@nehov.org. That's treasurer@nehov.org. All are welcome.
You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
All right, Coffee In on ON Radio. This is Joe Callahan. Bob Lauder had to go. Emily Haney Sheen is here. Scott McGee is here as well. And we had the story yesterday, and now it kind of continues to today. But Rhode Island Attorney General Peter Neruda, he can't go to Russia. They've said no.
No.
He's on
No
the
soup
list.
for you.
That's right. He's on the list with 500 other Americans. You're not on this list, are you, Scott?
I
That
don't
you're
think
aware
so.
of? Okay. Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey, she's also on this list. I guess you're on, and once you're on the list, you never come off the list.
On the note, you can't go list.
Yes, it's like the no-fly list.
Interesting.
Wow.
How do you find out
You're
if
on
you're
it. Well, they released the names.
Oh,
the,
wow.
the Russia released the names of the 500 Americans that are now banned from Russia. Russian Foreign Ministry released the list last Friday. And it's the people, I believe it's because of, it's in retaliation to more sanctions imposed by the U.S. for the Russian invasion of Ukraine. So, although Dave and I were kicking this around, it's like, well, how come if Maura Healey's on the list, why isn't Dan McKee on the list?
Right.
Maybe you should do a little more to get a little more these
That's strange,
international
huh?
powers
I wonder
aggravated.
how they picked them. Interesting.
Yeah,
I don't
it
know
is-
why
it
it's
is
picked.
very
Unless,
interesting.
unless they've come out publicly denouncing
Right.
the war
Right, exactly.
and say Russia's bad and this kind of thing. And
And how do they know?
I don't
Those
know
500
how they
people,
find this
interesting,
out.
right?
Well,
Yeah.
Twitter. It's Twitter.
Who's
Who's spying?
Yeah.
It's Twitter or
Now-
Snapchat or something.
We don't have any information on whether or not they were planning to go there.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, this may not affect them at all.
At all.
Yeah,
Probably not.
exactly. Yeah.
You can't go. Well, all right. I wasn't
It's
planning
not,
a
right.
trip.
it's not on the top of my list.
Yeah.
You know, I want to go to Italy. I don't want to go to Russia.
Italy's okay.
Yeah.
You can go there. All right. Other things going on in the news. This happened in Massachusetts, and it's things that this kind of bothers me because you never know where it might happen. But it's in. Do you know where Freetown, Massachusetts is?
Yes.
Sure do.
Okay, it's real southeast, going towards New Bedford, Fall River, in that area. Someone, a man from Freetown. Do I have his name? Yep. Peter Vasconcelos. He was arrested yesterday, and says police say he spread hundreds of construction screws on the road just to watch people get flat tires.
Wow.
Wow.
What a pain.
Yeah.
Oh, and dangerous.
And dangerous. Hundreds of screws were found in his. He had more. When he was arrested, he had hundreds of screws still in his car.
They have one loose.
Well, that's a good one.
You got like all the freaking one-liners today.
They were all loose,
I thought that
actually.
was his punchline. He had one
So,
loose.
authorities.
How old was the guy? Does it say?
He's 56. You know, he's not
56?
some kid.
What the heck?
Authorities said dozens of tires have been damaged or destroyed by the screws despite repeated daily efforts to clear the heavily traveled road, which is near a Stop and Shop distribution center. So he may be going after the trucks.
Oh.
Police have not commented on the suspect's motives other than
I would put him in jail for life.
he gets his kicks
If it were me.
for
Hey,
doing
he's,
this.
he's just a grown-up Dennis the Menace.
Yeah. Or he wants to...
Yeah, exactly.
They had a couple of what they call swatting calls in Massachusetts the other day. You know what swatting calls are?
No, not really.
Like SWAT,
That's
like
what I'm thinking,
actual.
SWAT
Yeah, the
teams,
SWAT
Yeah,
team.
the SWAT
Oh,
team.
It,
okay.
it happened
Yeah.
in Danvers at St. John's Prep School where someone calls in and it says there's an active shooter.
Oh,
And then
okay,
they sit
yeah,
back
sure.
and watch the first
Yeah.
responders respond.
Right.
They think it's exciting to watch
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That turned into something else because a cop actually shot his gun off accidentally,
Ooh.
like into the ground, which sent kids who are outside scurrying
Oh,
into the woods.
Nobody got hurt, though,
absolutely.
But
right?
nobody got hurt.
Thank
on it.
Okay,
God.
good.
But people, this could be the same thing. Let's watch the accidents happen, and then we watch the ambulances show up.
Oh, yeah.
kind of thing. And
I think a lot of people do that.
People
I feel
like that kind of stuff, even though it's incredibly dangerous.
Yeah.
So, all
It's like
right,
people pulling the fire alarm, right?
it's kind of like that.
Happens at colleges all the
Oh,
time.
tell me about it.
You know,
All right, let's see. Did something good happen? Let's see. I think something.
did
good
something
happened.
good happen? I hope
yes.
so.
I hope so. We need some
I
good.
hope Memorial Day weekend is a
Red-
good weekend for everybody. too.
Red wolf
Yeah.
pups were born at Roger Williams Zoo.
Oh.
Isn't that cute?
Oh, I think I saw that.
Yep, 2 were born at the zoo. Actually, red wolves are an endangered species. Zoo officials say mother and the pups will spend most of their time out of sight in the den for the time being. Visitors may still be able to see the pup's father and a sibling in their habitat if they go down to
Oh,
Roger
nice.
Williams Zoo.
That's
and I guess
cool.
mom will take care of them until they're old enough to come on out and walk on their own. So there you go. And let's see, the Boston Marathon raised $40 million.
Wow.
I didn't realize they
That's
raised that much money.
That's
That's a lot of
amazing.
money.
It's
Yeah,
it's a
is.
new fundraising record, topping the previous record set in 2019 that was over $1 million. They went over by one. It was 39 in
Yeah.
2019. And the money will be spread among more than 200 nonprofit organizations.
Wow.
That's
So,
awesome.
That's
I
terrific.
used to work down at the Boston Marathon in restaurants down the, in Boylston Street.
Yeah.
It was amazing. You couldn't believe it. We had to bring in truckloads all day
crowds.
long.
Oh, yeah.
Food.
And beer. Like you'd run out,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and it was wild because they'd take a certain menu and just double the prices. And you would
Oh,
just-
well, of
yeah.
course.
yeah, of course.
People paid it.
Oh, sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you got people
Yep.
there that have probably never been there and say, oh, this is the normal
Right.
price.
Yeah.
I just remember the restaurant sales and coming from restaurants. I was like, oh my god, it was. They would do a week's sales in a day.
In one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was wild.
So that $24 steak was $48 now?
100%. Yeah.
Well, that's what you do. They did that at kind of like that at McCoy Stadium. Now, McCoy Stadium used to have concerts.
Yes.
And so on concert day, because I know this because my brother was a bartender there, doubled the cost of the
Yeah.
round
Yeah.
of beer.
I bet.
Oh, yeah.
It went from 3 to 6. I mean, not
Yeah, now it's like
not as a
20.
huge jump. Yeah, that's right.
You know.
Yeah. Or more.
Yeah.
It certainly could be. All right, up in Mass, they're questioning. Speaking of the Paw Sox, the Worcester City Council wants more transparency about the operations going on at Polar Park.
Why? What do they think?
Well, the city is the landlord to the stadium in the Canal District, and a recent report indicating that it's operating in a deficit has raised some concerns with the city council. I think if you're on this city council, you have your concerns, Scott.
We all have our concerns. Yes.
City manager Eric Batista assured members of the council at a meeting this week that the stadium is profitable and is paying off its debt. Councilors are requesting that they receive reports on the ballpark commission's meetings and the decision it makes.
That's fair, I think. Mm-hmm. Right.
Well, you want
I mean,
you want the truth, don't you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. We do the same thing in Woonsocket, and I'm sure you guys all know.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
always, looking for reports and making sure that the spending is proper.
Great.
Yeah.
So
That's our job, really, right?
keep an eye on that
Exactly.
kind of stuff.
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, that doesn't say they're going to get it though in Worcester.
No. See.
They could ask for it,
Yeah.
but kind of like you guys, you ask
Yeah,
for
but the
stuff.
thing
Does
is,
it ever
if-
show up?
Yeah, and the thing is, if they're not hiding anything, you get it, right?
Normally,
think.
that's how that
Normally,
works.
yeah.
Yeah, normally it does.
Yeah.
All right, Scott, did you hear us talk about this earlier? That about this school in California putting on a play of The Sound of Music?
I did not.
Okay, and the principal has decided to remove all scenes from the play that include the Nazi storyline, including swastikas and students saying Heil Hitler.
Oh, wow.
Should they do this? Now, the kids performing the play, 11 and 12.
Well, I think, in my opinion, I mean, that's kind of like history, right?
Well,
So-
yes, it is.
And
It's a true story.
yeah, it's history. So it's like, I don't know that you take something like that out.
All right.
You know.
That's what some parents are saying.
Yeah.
Why are we altering what happened? And
Yeah.
others say, well, the content's too serious for 11 and 12-year-olds, and I think they're selling the kids a little short.
I know, 11, 12 years old, they understand that.
I think
right?
so.
Yeah,
So,
I think so too. So I would disagree with that too.
all right. So
History's history.
we're kind of all in
Sometimes
agreement
it's
on
not.
this one.
Sometimes
It's-
it's sad.
Sometimes you
Yeah,
don't like it.
sometimes. Yeah,
But
sometimes
I mean,
it's
you
not
gotta be-
pretty. You know.
Should we not do? I don't know. Did they do the play To Kill a Mockingbird?
Right, exactly.
Oh yeah.
It's
I
just-
mean, it's
That's all
the
about
list.
prejudice.
The
History is
list goes
history.
on and on.
That's right.
It really does, in all sorts of areas of certain discussions and things like that. Because
Exactly.
we had brought up, West Side Story.
Yeah.
Yep.
We had brought
the
up
gangs, yeah.
with the gangs. We had brought up Romeo and
Romeo and
Juliet.
Right.
You know,
Where do you
so-
make
Adam
the,
and
where do you
Eve.
draw the line?
yeah. You know, I mean, it's just, it's just one of
History's
those
history,
things.
you
History
know.
is, especially.
You can either care or not care about it.
Eh,
you know what I mean? But
exactly.
I don't think
Yeah.
you just say, "Oh, let's not talk about it anymore." That's
Yeah.
what happened. Why have a play then?
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right.
I agree with that.
Now, are the two of you fans of the TV show Jeopardy?
I don't really watch.
I
I don't
used
watch TV hardly ever.
I used
so.
to watch Jeopardy with my grandparents,
Okay.
and
On Final Jeopardy, is it a rule recently, or has it always been the rule that spelling counts?
oh, absolutely,
It does.
Sounds like it would.
yes,
Oh, see, I didn't think it did.
yes.
Apparently, it does because
I would feel like
Yes,
it would.
absolutely.
Isn't that what it's all about?
well, yeah, sometimes you can't read what they're written because their handwriting's not
oh,
so
I
great.
see.
But
True.
I bring it up because the 9-day Jeopardy champion came to an end. Ben Chan misspelled his answer during Final Jeopardy. He wrote Beatrice and Benedict with a T in a category of Shakespeare's characters. And the correct spelling of Benedict is with a K. Benedick. He spelled it wrong, so he got the answer wrong and lost because of that. Chan was a good sport, telling the show afterwards that, quote, if you go out on a miss, go out on a memorable miss.
Right.
And he did. Meanwhile, fans on social media expressed disappointment that Chan was penalized since it was clear what the character that he meant.
Oh.
So I never knew spelling
Spelling.
counted on Final Jeopardy.
Yeah.
I would feel like it would.
Yeah.
They never say it, though.
Yeah, but you wouldn't recognize my handwriting either. So.
I know. So, oh yeah,
I
that's
wouldn't- I
a.
wouldn't be
But I
disqualified.
think
That's-
for the most
that's
part,
okay.
everybody prints.
They
Right.
do.
You know.
Some don't,
So
though.
true.
I don't know.
But I think that's probably a prerequisite that you have to print the final answer so it's legible.
I don't know. I've seen some of those answers, and the only thing that's eligible is the amount they bet.
Right.
That you read pretty easily. So
Yeah.
So well, that's too bad that he's
No,
that he's spelled it wrong.
Oh
All right.
well. Not everybody gets a trophy.
Yeah,
That's-
exactly.
You're right. You're right.
And I mean,
Scott.
he still went home with money.
Yes,
Right?
that's right. So if you're a hunter and you're gonna go hunting bears, and you can, make sure when you're hunting bears and you get a good shot that you actually kill the bear, because if you just wing the bear's gonna get mad
Okay.
and attack you. And this happened a man who shot a bear in Eastern Oregon was attacked by the bear.
Oh wow.
Craig Lankford shot the bear when it was harassing his chickens, probably eating his chickens.
Right.
The next day, he searched for the bear, found it on his property, shot it again, and then the bear attacked him.
Oh.
Oregon State Police located the bear and killed it. I hate when they do that. But anyway, Lankford suffered injuries to his arms and head. He's
God.
expected to be okay. The Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife is aware of at least 3 other incidents where bears attacked hunters who shot but didn't kill them. None of the attacks were fatal on the humans.
Thank God. The
Well,
bear
if you're
looks
gonna-
at it as an eye for an eye, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Well,
you're
I mean,
shooting at
Yeah,
it.
you're
well,
shooting at
if
you,
you're
yeah.
shooting at me and I actually
Right.
get shot, don't you think he's gonna get a little mad?
Yes.
Right, right,
Hey, that hurt.
right.
Yeah,
exactly.
don't do that.
So then they could figure out who did that. That guy
Yep.
pointing that long arm at me is
Yeah.
is the bad
Exactly.
guy.
Exactly.
All right,
Exactly.
so that's the moral of the story. If you're going to shoot an animal, I mean,
Make sure it's dead.
Make sure you kill it. And,
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to, deer run off, but now it's hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
And it's
It
not
is.
like deer. It's not apples for apples if you're comparing deer to bear.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's
There
right.
you go.
That's right. Hey, that rhymes, by the way. All right, that does it for the show for today. Thank you very much for listening in. Our thanks to Bob Lauder, who came in today. Bob will be back next week. Em, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me. I hope everybody has a wonderful, fun, and safe Memorial Day weekend.
All righty, and Scott McGee, thanks for coming in.
Ditto. Thank you very much.
On a
Have a
last
great
minute
weekend.
notice.
Yeah.
All right, this is Joe Callahan. Stay tuned. Senior Scene is next here on ON Radio, followed by Gary Smith and the crew with Do You Remember?
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
Rhode Island Attorney General Peter